Good evening and welcome to our Heart of Peace meditation. My name is Aldo Iniguez and I'm one of the practitioners here in the center called the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. Heart of Peace is a collective effort of all the global centers for spiritual living, CSL, and we are joining all other centers and the whole humanity around the globe meditating for peace. In our local center, we hold the Heart of Peace every second Wednesday of the month from 6 to 7, and our program tonight will be about an hour. A single sound of the bell will signal the start of the centering prayer, and then right after the prayer, another sound of the bell signals the sound bath meditation with Karen. And for those of you who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, there will be a 5-minute video that will be played on screen while we observe total silence inside the sanctuary. And after that, we'll proceed to read our affirmation 3 times. So it is November, and you know what it means. Big holidays are coming up, starting with tomorrow's Veterans Day. And then, of course, Thanksgiving is following next week. And then, of course, the biggies comes in December. Of course, to name a few: Christmas, Hanukkah, St. Nicholas Day, Rohatsu. And, December 31st is also called, maybe you've heard this, but also called Watch Night by the Christian. For Watch Night, Christians will thank God for the safety they received during the year according to the interfaith calendar. So it looks like we are going to be busy in the coming weeks, and that's why I am so grateful that we get to do this. We get to do this every second Wednesday of the month, and we get to practice this moment and just be a moment of silence and become still. And, clearing and getting rid of those unwanted mantra-chatters in our minds, and meditating and training our mind to breathe and release all those things, which are no longer serve us. It's always a fresh start and a new beginning. Be here. So tonight, as in every month, we have our special meditation beneficiary for November. And this month for November, we have Olive Crest. And here to talk quickly about Olive Crest is
Jenny Faye.
Jenny Faye. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you so much for letting me be here this evening and share with you all. In the time it took me just to kind of walk up and get situated, took about 20 seconds. And statistics say that means at least 2 reports of child abuse or neglect happened in the U.S. Every 10 seconds, there's an abuse or neglect report that happens. Studies say that in the United States, 5 children a day die from abuse or neglect. I'm not okay with that. I'm seeing shaking heads, and I think that means you're not okay with that. And that's why at Olive Crest, our mission is to end child abuse and neglect. We know it is a big issue to tackle, so we've got 3 main approaches that we do that through. One approach is on the prevention side. We do a lot of work with families to hopefully stop abuse and neglect before it starts. Programs where literally our team will go into the home for an hour a week for 16 weeks and work with families on what's going on with that family right then and there. It's not a cookie cutter approach. It's very much looking at what are the barriers that that family is facing, what's causing instability, and how do we help them break through those barriers in order to be a safe, stable family. On the preventative side as well, we're a family resource center. So Vegas has a handful of family resource centers in the city. These are centers usually that support folks by zip code, so we're kind of the Northwest and North Las Vegas zip codes, helping with emergent needs. Like, we have emergency bags of food. Sometimes families literally reach out to us and say, I don't know how I will feed my children tomorrow. And we are able to talk with them, get a little bit more information. Usually we like to find out, how do we come to be where we are today? Where are we headed? What's the plan for moving forward? And then be able to equip them with a bag of food that's 3 meals a day for a family of 4 for 4 days. But again, like I said, we don't just hand them a bag of food and say good luck. We hand them a bag of food and then sit down and really talk about what's going on in their lives and where do we go from here in order to help that family thrive moving forward. We know that just lack of access to basic needs can often be triggers for abuse and neglect. We want to mitigate that. We have a program where families in the community open up their home. They're called Safe Family Host Families. It's families who they get fingerprinted, background checked, we go into a home visit, they're trained, all of that. But essentially they become the extended family for kids whose families are in crisis. So maybe there's a single mom who needs to go into the hospital for surgery. She's able to reach out to us. We can coordinate with the host families, and her kiddos can stay with the host family while mom goes into the hospital. This is a really big need because, you know, I think about, for me, if an emergency happens in my life, I think of, you know, my life group, my friends, my whatever that I would call. Maybe you do too. There's a lot of people in our city and in our nation who literally, if something like that were to happen, they have no names on that list. They have no one that they would call. The leading cause of neglect in the United States is isolation. Isolation is big in Las Vegas, especially coming through this pandemic where we've all been extra isolated. So we literally, a few months back, we had a mom reach out to us. She was a single mom of 4 kids. And she checked herself out of the hospital against doctor's orders while in kidney failure because she had 4 kids at home, and she looked at her watch and said, I can't be away from them any longer. And she was debating and trying to figure out, what do I do? Do I just not get this treatment that my body needs, or do I call the Department of Family Services and say, I guess you have to take my kids? And instead, her pastor said, why don't you reach out to Olive Crest and see if they can help? And we were able to connect her and her kids with some host families so that she could get checked back into the hospital to get started on that treatment that she needed, knowing that her kids were safe. But it's such an incredible program where parents retain their rights. It's not part of the child welfare system. Parents retain their rights, and families wrap around kids and hopefully become extended families for those parents as well, so that they don't feel isolated moving forward. So a lot of that on the prevention side. We're also a licensed foster agency, so folks can get licensed through us to foster. When they do that, they're still licensed through the Department of Family Services. All the kids who get placed with them are kids from the Department of Family Services. But through us, we're able to provide a higher level of training and a higher level of support. So our treatment specialists are going to be in the home probably weekly, working with families on really practical things of this child in your home interacting with the people in your home. Let's talk strategies and tools. So often I've talked to folks who fostered in different ways, and they talked about how, like, I did some training up front, and then I got a placement, and I thought, I'm all alone, and I don't know what to do. And we want it to be different. We want those foster families to be supported well, so that they know that if they have a question, they just call us. We have a 24/7 call line for our foster families, so that they know that if a crisis happens Friday at 7, they don't have to white knuckle it through the weekend until Monday when we open. They can give us a call and get the support that they need right then and there. And so we hope that by having foster families that are thriving, that can help the kids in care thrive and can provide opportunities for them to access the services that they need while they're in care, so that they can start their healing process, so that when they reunify with their biological parents, those kiddos have already started some healing and they're not still as much in the thick of their trauma as they were. And then our third approach is we've got a program for teens and young adults that are aging out of foster care. For most kids who turn 18 while they're in the foster system, it's a really hard start into independence. They're on their own, and a lot of times lacking a lot of the tools and resources that they need to be independent. And so our goal is to help these young people be able to go after the future that they want, not just the future that they feel stuck with. So we help in our program, we have subsidized housing that these young people live in. They pay rent, a small amount of rent, but we want them to get in the habit of, hey, at the beginning of every month, you cut a check to wherever it is that you're living, because this is just part of it. And so then when they transition out of the program, they're ready to pay rent because they know this is how it goes. We stair step up their rent while they're in the program, so by the time that they leave, they and a roommate could go out and pay the same amount that they have been paying, and they could get their own place in a safe part of town, able to cover all of their expenses. Through that, though, each month when these young adults pay their rent, we take $100 of that and we set it aside in a savings account for them. And the thought is, in the time that these young adults are with us, we will match up to $2,400 that they save. So they could walk away, if they leave the program well, they could leave with almost $5,000 to help them get going in their next steps in life. We do a lot of work around high school completion, getting jobs, basic life skills. I was talking with Alyssa, who runs this program, the other day, and she said sometimes she gets a frantic call from one of the young people in the program, and they say, how much laundry soap do I put in the washer? And she starts, her response is always, how much did you already put in? Let's backtrack. But just things like that, that again, some of us, we just think like, yeah, obviously this is how you do laundry. Obviously this is how you cook a meal. But for a lot of our young people, that's not obvious to them. And so we want to rally around them and help equip them to be out on their own. And through our young adult program, through foster, through prevention, our hope is that every single program and service we provide is a potential off-ramp away from abuse and neglect and toward health. We're seeing a generational cycle of abuse and neglect. We see a lot of parents who, they don't wake up in the morning and think, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to abuse or neglect my child. They wake up in the morning and they think, I'm doing better than my parents did. And they're right. They are. But there may still be abuse and neglect present even in that doing better. And we want to equip folks with the tools and resources to do differently so that when they think I'm doing better than my parents did, they don't have to just set that as the bar. Instead, they can set the bar of, we're thriving. We're doing great. My kids have enough food. They have clothes. I know how to interact with my kids. And our kids along the way, as they're growing up, they're learning healthier habits as well, so that when they have families of their own, they are equipped to interact in really healthy ways. So I love our approach, and I think it's so needed. But I want to invite you all to be a part of it. I gave you all some different information. I'd love for you to take a look at it. One of the things is a little card that at the top says, everyone can do something. What's your something? And we kind of break it down in categories: champion, friend, and family. So you may hear this and think, I do want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of the solution. And so I invite you to think about being one of those three categories. For champions, these are folks who are championing the cause to end child abuse and neglect. So maybe you want to learn more. Maybe you want to create awareness. Maybe you want to donate to the drives that we've got going on, or donate financially. I know that a lot of people in this season in particular, it's a time where we reflect on where our life has been, where our money's been going, and I invite you to think about, if you have space in your budget, we are looking to add to our monthly sustainer program. So we're looking, my dream is like 2,000 monthly donors, each giving like $50 a month, and that would sustain what we're doing. That would be money that we know is coming in so that we can continue providing the services that we do. We are blended funding for what we do. We've got some public funding and some private funding. So some contracts with the county and state, which is great. But also we have some programs that are privately funded, because we look at those programs and we just say our community needs them, and we'll figure out how to pay for them. And so I invite you to think about that. If champion seems like the right fit for you, you may look at the friend category. Friends are essentially volunteers. So maybe you want to come over and volunteer. If you've got extra time, we've got an office team, a community engagement team, a child care team, and others. Be a part of what we're doing that supports the kids and families that we serve. Maybe though, maybe you want to be a family for kids in need. There are over 3,500 kids in the Clark County Child Welfare System, and there's a shortage of foster families. Child Haven is the first stop for every kid as they enter into the child welfare system. It's designed to be 24 hours or less of a stop for those kids, and it's designed to house maybe 42 kids. I think last I heard, maybe on Sunday, they were at 88 kids. There are kids like sleeping on cots in hallway. They are overloaded because there aren't families for these kids to go to. And so if that's something that's ever pinged on your radar, I'd love to talk with you more about that. Every month, we do a monthly foster info session that just talks about what does it mean to foster, what's the process, what does that even look like? So I would love for each of you to fill out this card and get it back to us. How do you want to be a part of things? Like I said, everyone can do something. What's your something? I'm really excited to see how this group comes together to work with us to end child abuse and neglect in our city. I don't know if you usually do questions or not, but I just want to take a minute and say, does anybody have questions? Okay, that works. Well, if you do have questions, we're literally across the parking lot, so we're nearby and are happy to chat. And again, help people get involved. This is a big issue, and it's going to take all of us to turn the tide on abuse and neglect. Thank you so much for letting me share this evening.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for the work that you do for all the girls. Thank you. For our special guests to do our centering, Reverend Rainbow Weldon is originally from Atlanta and grew up in Utah. She has a degree in theater arts and traveled the country doing children's theater before moving to Chicago in 2002. The regional director of youth and family at Bodhi Spiritual Center in Chicago, she served on staff in various capacities for 10 years, most recently as director of community engagement. Rainbow completed her practitioner training at Bodhi in 2007. She met her wife, Heather Marsh Prelesnik, I hope I pronounced it right, at Bodhi, and the two moved to Hawaii to teach theater in 2008, when Rainbow's company received a contract from the US Army. Living in Hawaii, Rainbow received a wake-up call which led to answering the call to ministry. She witnessed suffering, poverty, and separation consciousness. She knew she had something to share and was called to serve, awakening the consciousness of humanity. She's a licensed minister with the Centers for Spiritual Living, and she's also a certified spiritual coach with the Power of Love ministry trained by Reverend Jennifer Oddly. Rainbow is passionate about spiritual transformation and committed to supporting people in living with intention, transforming self-doubt, releasing judgments, and awakening to their inherent power and purpose. So as I invite everyone to this moment just to relax, and let's all get ready for this wonderful evening of meditation as we settle and relax in your own seats. And for those of you watching us from your home or wherever you are, find a comfortable place and center our attention on our breath. And let us all take a nice soothing breath in and let go. And please know that for every breath, in-breath and out-breath we take, it's always in alignment with the true spirit, the very source of which is from within. Please let us welcome Reverend Rainbow Weldon.
Good evening, everyone. So grateful to get to be with your community tonight, tuning in from Lexington, Kentucky. So let's begin by just getting into that nice, comfortable position, closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and begin to just connect with the breath. Simply noticing the sensation of the air as it moves past your nostrils on the inhale and out on the exhale. Allowing your breath to bring you into this now present moment. Again, breathing in and out. I invite you now, as we move into this time of centering, to bring your awareness to your physical body. Noticing any sensations in the body, any hot spots, cold spots, tingling, whatever they may be, just beginning to scan from the top of your head, moving down your body, and simply notice. Without judgment, no need to make any particular sensation good, bad, right, or wrong. Just simply becoming present, becoming centered and anchored right here, right now. Continuing to scan the body, moving down now. And again, just simply notice the tendency of the mind to perhaps want to make any particular meaning of any particular sensation. And just let that go. Simply naming the sensation, coming back to your breath, and letting go. And moving now into your feeling state. Bringing your awareness now to how you feel right now. Not how you felt when you walked in the door or sat down to where you are, but really bringing your awareness to how you feel right now. And again, simply name the feeling. Return to your breath and let it go. And now notice if there's any particular feeling associated with any particular sensation in the body. And just bringing your awareness there. But again, letting go of the need or desire to make any meaning out of this sensation or feeling state. And simply return to your breath and let go. And now moving your awareness to your head space. And just notice any thoughts, and just checking in. Does the mind feel particularly active or still or quiet? And to begin to bring your awareness into that space between the thoughts. Again, using your breath as a tool to bring you right here, right now, completely present, letting go of everything else. So as you notice a thought, simply return to the breath and let go. Knowing that there's nothing to do now but simply be. And as we move into a few moments of meditative practice, just gently guide yourself back to this present moment. If you notice your mind being pulled to a particular thought, feeling, or sensation, return to the breath and let go, knowing that there's nothing to do now but simply be.
Let us continue with the focus on the breath. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Releasing any remaining thoughts or discomfort in your body. Knowing that you are in a divine space, wherever that may be. And it is divine because you are divine. And that space is always within you. no matter what the external circumstances may be or have been, there is always that quiet space within you that is sacred and quiet. I invite you to take 7 counts of an inhale. Hold it for 7 counts. 7 counts of an exhale. Hold it for 7 counts. Breathing in for 7. Sitting quiet for 7. Breathing out for 7. Being quiet for 7. Falling into your own rhythm, the beat of your own drum. Finding what is comfortable for you as you release the day. Allowing the sound of these bowls to permeate your skin, permeate your brain, allowing these sounds to carry those pesky thoughts. That same thought that keeps returning to the surface. As you exhale for 7, releasing whatever thought that may be. Letting go of the contraction. Inhaling for 7 and allowing yourself to expand. Exhaling and releasing. Allowing yourself to expand. Knowing that you are not limited. That you are not finite. That you are infinite space. So on your next inhale, I invite you to inhale the thought, I am infinite space. And on your next inhale, I invite you to inhale, I am infinite light. Allowing yourself to become aware of the space around you, in front of you, behind you, to the left and to the right, below you, above you. You are surrounded by space, and indeed you are infinite space. And when you hold for 7, can you hear your heart? Can you hear its rhythm? On every hold, can you sense the blood rushing through your body? The waves of movement that you are always in a constant state of as is space, as is light. And at the core is your heart. I invite you to think about what you are truly grateful for this day. And on your next inhale, I invite you to inhale directly into your heart and feel how it expands when you focus on your gratitude. Placing that gratitude directly in your heart, the object of your gratitude, thinking about who or what that is and placing it in your heart. And feel how your heart expands. Feel how the space around you expands. Pushing away any barriers of fear or unworthiness. We are all gifted with expanding our awareness. It is a choice. So I invite you to choose to expand your bubble in front of you, expanding more and more and more and more. More space, there's more space as you feel into that space. Breathing in for 7, holding for 7, breathing out for 7, holding for 7. Expanding that space in front of you, you realize that you have more air moving through this beautiful infinite space of you. Expanding the space behind you, pushing away any barriers, feeling into that space behind you more and more and more. There is more space there. And to the left and to the right, moving away any walls you have placed, you expand into that space to the left and to the right of you, more and more and more, until there is a huge circle around you. You are surrounded by beautiful space. And above and below you, expanding into the space above and below you, more and more and more, until you find yourself breathing into this beautiful bubble, this beautiful sphere of space. The space as you, the space with you, the space through you, the space everywhere around you, for you are divine space. And just above you, there is a light. And it asks to come into your bubble, and you feel this light. It is a beautiful white glowing light. It shines, it twinkles like the stars, and you say yes. And this light spirals down from above, spiraling down, 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 filling the space around you and coming directly above your head. And you open the top of your head. There is a door there. Open the door and allow this beautiful healing white light to enter. It enters and as you release your pain, as you release the conflicts of your life, the burdens that you carry, you release them knowing that you are in a divine space where the presence of God is in your heart. And on your next inhale, you fill your heart with this light, and you notice that it expands everything around you, through you, as you, everything expands in the love and the light of God, moving beautifully in your heart, holding you as you release through breath and let go. Letting go. There is no need to hold on any longer. You release and let go. Breathing normally now. You realize that peace is your heart. Peace vibrates through your feet. Peace vibrates through your legs. Peace vibrates through
relax and become a vessel for peace and a soothing presence to those around me. Turning within, I am centered in peace that covers every circumstance and concern. Every heartbeat sends a signal to my body and mind. Peace, peace, peace. I relax into peace. I am a radiating center of peace, blessing the world. I demonstrate peace in my own life and interactions with others. When I choose peace, I make a positive impact on the world. My heart is a sacred space of peace. Powerfully, peacefully, I speak to right wrongs and improve conditions. I bring about peace through my words. I am so grateful to know that I am surrounded by a loving divine presence that inspires me to be the peace that I wish to experience. Today, I consciously choose peace as the guiding principle in all that I think, say, and do. Peace is already present deep in the experience of humanity, and its reverberation is known and felt by every being in our global community. Peace is joy. Joy is peace. This spiritual truth now resides within the heart of all beings in this moment and forevermore. There is only one perfect heart of peace, and it lives in me now. My faith reveals to me now ways to overcome any false beliefs and brings me perfect peace. Peace is my priority. I am open to this moment. I am a living, breathing example of the kind, peaceful world I want to live in. I am at peace with everyone and everything. I am the peace the world needs to see. I am peace. Peace is my choice. I shine my light, it uplifts me and goes out into the universe as it touches everyone, everywhere. I am a perfect example of the peace I feel each day. With my heart and ears, I feel and listen in God. I feel and hear the joys of life. I am part of life. I listen with love and in peace. The divine as peace is everywhere, and I am open to receive it. I am guided, guarded, and supported by the divine presence and essence of peace. I am a masterpiece, shaping, learning, and allowing my personal conversation and action grow through, in, and around diversity and all spiritual paths of faith. I am peace. Peace is now. And I affirm peace in my mind.
relax and become a vessel for peace and a soothing presence with those around me. Turning within, I'm centered in peace. It covers every circumstance and concern. Every heartbeat sends a signal to my body and mind. Peace, peace, peace. I relax into peace. I'm a radiating center of peace, blessing the world. I demonstrate peace in my own life and interactions with others. When I choose peace, I make a positive impact on the world. My heart is a sacred space of peace. Powerfully, peacefully, I speak to right wrongs, improve conditions, and bring about peace through my words. I'm so grateful to know that I am surrounded by loving divine presence that inspires me to be the peace that I wish to experience. Today, I consciously choose peace as a guiding principle in all that I think, say, and do. Peace is already present deep in the experience of humanity, and its reverberation is known and felt by every being in our global community. Peace is joy, joy is peace. Your spiritual truth now resides within the heart of all beings in this moment and forevermore. There is only one perfect presence, heart of peace, and lives in me now. My faith reveals in me now ways to overcome any false beliefs and brings about perfect peace. Peace is my priority. I'm open to this moment. I'm a living, breathing example of a peaceful world I want to live in. I am peace with everybody and everything. I am peace the world needs to see. I am peace. Peace is my choice. I shine a light. It uplifts me and goes into the universe as it touches everyone, everywhere. I am a perfect example of peace I feel each day. With my heart and ears, I feel and listen to God. I feel and hear in charge of life. I am part of life. I listen and love in peace. Divine as peace everywhere, and I am open to receive it. I am guided, guarded, supported by divine presence in the essence of peace. I'm a masterpiece, shaping, learning, allowing my personal conversation and action to grow through, in, and around diversity and all spiritual paths of faith. I am peace. Peace is now. I affirm peace in my mind.
I relax and become a vessel for peace and a soothing presence to those around me. Turning within, I am centered in peace that covers every circumstance and concern. Every heartbeat sends a signal to my body and mind. Peace, peace, peace. I relax into peace. I am radiating center of peace, blessing the world. I demonstrate peace in my own life and interactions with others. When I choose peace, I make a positive impact on the world. My heart is a sacred space of peace. Powerfully, peacefully, I speak to right wrongs and improve conditions. I bring about peace through my words. I am so grateful to know that I am surrounded by a loving divine presence that inspires me to be the peace that I wish to experience. Today, I consciously choose peace as the guiding principle in all that I think, say, and do. Peace is already present deep in the experience of humanity, and its reverberation is known and felt by every being in our global community. Peace is joy. Joy is peace. This spiritual truth now resides within the heart of all beings in this moment and forevermore. There is only one perfect heart of peace, and it lives in me now. My faith reveals to me now ways to overcome any false beliefs and brings me perfect peace. Peace is my priority. I am open to this moment. I am a living, breathing example of the kind, peaceful world I want to live in. I am peace with everyone and everything. I am peace the world needs to see. I am peace. Peace is my choice. I shine my light, it uplifts me, and goes out into the universe as it touches everyone, everywhere. I am a perfect example of the peace I feel each day. With my heart and ears, I feel and listen in God. I feel and hear the joys of life. I am part of life. I listen with love and in peace. The divine is peace, is everywhere, and I am open to receive it. I am guided, guarded, and supported by the divine presence and essence of peace. I am a masterpiece, shaping, learning, and allowing my personal conversation and action grow through, in, and around diversity and all spiritual path of faith. I am peace. Peace is now, and I affirm peace in my mind.
And so, my God, as we bring this evening to a close, recognizing that God is the peace we have spoken of and felt, recognizing that all there is God, and God is forever the peace that covers everyone and everything, everywhere. I am so grateful tonight to have partaken of this experience of deep and loving peace. It has moved in and through this this space, this place, and each one of us. And we are better for having been in this space tonight. And so I'm grateful. And so as we move from this space, in the peace and the love and the light that we have spent in, I know we go forth to our homes with a light heart and a deeply felt intention to be the peace that we would like to see. And so I am grateful tonight for this experience. And let us each say, thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you, Daisy. I'd like to invite everyone to come back to the room and just fill your chair here. It's a lovely evening. Thank you so much for coming and being part of our Heart of Peace tonight. Thank you very much, Reverend Rainbow Weldon, for that beautiful centering, and that's a meditation. Thank you, Olive Crest, Jenny Faye, for allowing us to meditate and pray with you. Thank you, our beloved Karen Jones, as always, for that beautiful sound bath. And of course, to our all volunteers, thank you, Charlie, thank you, Yvonne, for giving us this global exposure, being watched on Facebook and live on YouTube. Thank you, Kaden, there for the sound. And thank you, everyone, for coming and just being a part of this Heart of Peace. Next month, we are planning a different kind of Heart of Peace, so we are going to announce that in a few weeks, what we're going to do for our December celebration. And before we close, I would like to invite everyone again to make this Heart of Peace an experience, to be a beautiful and calming experience of that one spirit within us. And in honor of our veterans, we would like to pay tribute and give thanks for the service that they did. I love you all. Namaste.
Thank you, Aldo.
Familiar highway, lined with leaves turn brown, making my way back into my hometown. Funny how this all looks different, but it feels the same. Like how life never stops changing, some things never change. So fill your plate and fill your drink and fill this house with family, the kind of love that all these years can't wash away. Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. Watching football, watching families grow, the old kids' table all have kids of their own. Starting to see my grandfather in my nephew's eyes. Mom still can't talk about him and I'd almost cry. So fill your plate and fill your drink and fill this house with family, the kind of love 1,000 miles can't wash away. Cause the older that I get, I see Life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. So fill your plate and fill your drink. Put your dishes in the kitchen sink and let the leftover year just wash away. 'Cause we made it through, I do believe, the longest year in history. Thank God that it's Thanksgiving Day.